Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around it's for the 14.5 ounce 3-wick Caramelized Lavender candle from Bath & Body Works. The notes on this read fresh lavender, melted caramel, and a hint of vanilla. And oh my god, this is so disappointing. I'm like so bummed about this candle. Because yeah, well, one, it's like the only new fragrance in this like latest phase of fall releases. And so I was excited for that. B, also apparently there was a old lavender caramel fragrance back from the vault from 2011 or something like that, and I never smelled that one, but I was hoping maybe that would be this. But this is so boring that I'm assuming this is not the original one because I can't imagine anyone hyping this fragrance so much that they would want it to come back again. Because this version is super basic. So yeah, this just literally smells like any other caramel fragrance that you would get from Bath and Body Works. What is it, like bourbon, sea salt caramel, salted caramel old fashioned, salted butterscotch, salted caramel, salty caramel, caramel drizzle. Like, I mean, you name it. It's another one of those like salted caramel type of fragrances. And yeah, there's a slight difference between all of them, but like long story short, it just smells like another basic like caramel fragrance, and that's what this smells like. And it doesn't like smell cheap or bad or offensive or fake or anything like that. Like, it's a totally fine and dandy caramel fragrance on its own. But when you come into the expectation that it's going to be a lavender fragrance, like, you're going to be sorely bummed. So I think if you're somebody who just likes a nice, well executed, fall time basic caramel fragrance, like, you'll probably be fine with this one and enjoy it. But if you're looking for something exotic, like I am, in like a extraordinary unique lavender fragrance, that's not quite what I'm getting here. So what I get, well, at least on cold, you do get quite a bit of lavender. It's not super strong, but it's still like present and noticeable enough that you're like, okay, this smells like a herbal caramel fragrance. And the lavender kind of comes off smelling a little bit like savory, like a cooking dish type of lavender that gets mixed in with the usual caramel base that we get from Bath and Body Works. And that is on cold. However, upon burning it, and I think I've burned this one about 3 or 4 times now, it like the lavender pretty much just goes away. The only time you can actually smell the lavender is if you're hovering directly over the candle and like putting your nose like almost by the flames, which is dangerous, obviously, so don't actually do that. But for me, dissecting the fragrance, of course, I like to hover over the candle and see if I can get more of the notes. And when you hover directly over the candle, you do get a little bit more lavender in there, but it doesn't at all throw or travel into the room. That once you walk away from the candle and you're at a regular distance, just like chilling in your house or whatever, all you get is just that usual caramel fragrance from Bath and Body Works. The one good thing about it is that the caramel doesn't smell burnt or scorched. I mean, there's a little bit like a toasty, well, I take that back. There's a little bit of like a toasty, almost slightly burnt quality to it, but it's not smelling burnt or grody in the way where the candle like starts getting like black and murky and tarnished and sooty. Like, you don't get that type of feel to it, but there's a toasty, like caramelized, like hot feel to the fragrance for sure. But yeah, and then I guess it's not quite as sweet or cloying as maybe some of their like salted butterscotch fragrances, because the lavender does kind of tone it down. Even though you can't really pinpoint it as lavender like overall, there is something that kind of brings down how sweet the caramel fragrance is. But like, that's really splitting hairs. At the end of the day, it just smells like another basic caramel fragrance from Bath and Body Works, and that's pretty much it. The more I talk about it, the more I get pissed, so I'm just gonna end it right here. So now let me go into the performance. So this is either a third or fourth burn, and it actually burns super clean and nice. So like, if you're looking for just like a nice, beautifully burning and well-performing caramel fragrance, like, this totally works. Because a lot of times their caramel fragrances, I know like the salted butterscotch had a thick rope like wicks on it, and they got super murky and sooty and smoky and burnt and grody smelling. But this one has the core wicks on it, and so it doesn't do that. So it's a lot more clean and pure of a caramel fragrance. So it's doing fine there. As for the throw, I would put it at like I would say at least a 7. I can definitely smell it. It just smells like a pretty like basic general caramel fragrance, like filling my living room, and I really have no issue smelling it. So that's the performance on this one. Overall, total bummer. Yeah, if you're just looking for a basic caramel fragrance, then check this out. I wouldn't let the cold throw deter you, because when it goes to burn, the lavender really does dissipate quite a bit. And yeah, the last note that I wanted to make is that this is not, in my opinion, at all pink lavender and espresso or lavender marshmallow. Those are a lot more sweeter and like fluffier and softer and more has like this ooey gooey creamy vanilla component to it because of the marshmallow gooiness that you get. And so overall the lavender on that smells a lot more sweeter and sugared, and the lavender is also more present, whereas the lavender in this one's a little bit more sharper and almost like slightly savory, at least on cold. But then when you go to burn it, of course, this is just pure caramel. So it is different from the pink lavender espresso and lavender marshmallow, where the lavender you can indeed smell and it's very present even while it's burning. It's also not lavender vanilla in my opinion at all either. Of course, lavender vanilla is much stronger again on the lavender, and then the vanilla is also just creamier and sweeter and more present, whereas this is pretty much just like a basic caramel fragrance, not necessarily a vanilla fragrance. So I think that's kind of all the comparisons in terms of the lavender sort of gourmand fragrances we had from Bath and Body Works. This one just stands as just a basic caramel fragrance, whereas the other ones actually indeed have a lavender presence, where this does not when it's burning. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this candle down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.